conversations are real, and the culture wakes up first. Pour up, tune in, and let's talk. Coffee talk. Go. Listen. Presented by Spotify. You know what it is.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another exciting episode here today. You guys see it, we are here with another exciting episode of Coffee Talk, presented by Spotify. Boy, howdy, let me tell you, we hope that everyone is ready for another exciting episode here today. Let me tell y'all something, I'm very excited for this show. Just trying to find ways to make this show pop, right? And I think if you make it pop, when you bring back the old radio station setup and you just really get into it, I hope that everyone is ready for another exciting coffee talk here today. It is a wonderful Monday. It is February 2nd. I am so stoic and so happy that we are back. We are fresh new into a new month. February season is here. Love season is here. Everything is here for February, live here in Atlanta. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, boy howdy. We hope that everyone is ready for another exciting month. Let me tell you, this is the season of love, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm stoked. I'm really happy about it. I'm really happy about just a lot of things that happen. Everybody, new show, Coffee Talk. Of course, we got Simone here in the building. Hope is here. Of course, Rachel and Sarah's here with their story. And we're adding on Emily and Marcus as well with the show. Pack show. We got a pack show. So we hope that everyone enjoys this again, the ever-growing show, Coffee Talk, presented by Spotify, powered by K.L.P Entertainment. Filmworks. Now, I hope that everyone is staying warm today. I'm going to talk about sports a little bit later in this morning's episode. So we hope that everyone relax, get your coffee in. For some of us who, the K.L.P Entertainment offices, we still open because we got a lot of work we got to do. But we do hope for a lot of people that if you are somehow staying home, I know a lot of the offices, they canceled their offices today. A lot of people saying, nope, we're closing it down for from the winter storm. First and foremost, I do hope that everyone has stayed safe from the winter storm. If you were able to just kind of not be everywhere, just don't be everywhere when it comes down to it. Drive safely, watch out for other people. If you see patches of ice, avoid that. I know a lot of people yesterday was out. I am guilty of it. Simply because I was able to go out and go to the gym and just have a good time getting my workout in yesterday. I wanted to tell y'all this little story real quick because I only got about 5 minutes of this segment before we move on to the next segment. Yesterday, the gym was very empty, barely empty. Some of my friends were there, but a lot of people was not there today. I think everybody's going to be there tomorrow, this morning, after we get done wrapping this up, where I'm heading to the gym right after the show. But it was very interesting because I was able to go to the gym. Now, if you guys don't know, my new car, I've said this a lot, but my new car, I have, it's a 2025 Mazda Miata. I love that thing. It's in the parking lot. Love it. It's beautiful. But that car is, unfortunately, it's a rear wheel drive. So that means that it is not safe to drive a car like that in snow unless you have winter tires. I do not have winter tires on that vehicle. So a lot of people, they, you can risk it, but I wasn't risking it. I still wanted to go to the gym because yesterday was Sunday and church service was unfortunately canceled, but rightfully so. Shout out to Change Church. There's no fault to them. Of course, they're caring about the safety and security of all of us churchgoers that go to church every Sunday. So they canceled service, and I needed to find something to do. I ended up going to the gym, rocking good time. There's nothing wrong. There's no humbleness. There's nothing wrong when it comes down to going or taking an Uber. I ended up taking an Uber to the gym. It was very interesting because the gym from my place was not too far, but I just was not risking it. And I said, okay, how can I go to the gym? Safe, sound, not scary, nice and security. How do I go there safe and sound? And the best way to do it was if you had to go to, of course, the gym, if you Ubered. So I was able to Uber for a lot of my Ubers that had all-wheel drive in their vehicle. Very fun experience. And to turn out, the roads that I was going on, ladies and gentlemen, it was not bad. I gotta say, it wasn't bad. It was not terrible. It was doable. It drive me nuts that it happened, but it was doable. The roads didn't look that bad. I'm like, man, I could have drove my car, ladies and gentlemen. But I ended up playing it safe, doing the Uber thing for yesterday, going to the gym, getting a nice session in. Because when I'm in the house, if I'm in the house and I'm not able to go to the gym, it drives me nuts. I don't know what it is. It drives me nuts. So I was able to do that, get a nice workout session in. It's very interesting. Both Uber drivers were very nice, very talkative, but very, very nice. And I think the roads are going to be more clear today. Last night we got home, I saw snow melting kind of quickly because the sun was out. Sun's going to be out today. Watch out for tomorrow. A lot of schools have closed today. I know, if you guys don't know, I am an IT person at GGC. They closed the campus down today, so it just makes sense, I guess, for ICE. I don't think they're going to close it again for tomorrow. We'll wait and see. But campus was closed. Schools are closed. So a lot of people, hey, enjoy that sort of day off if you can. But I do hope that everyone stays safe if you're traveling today, wherever you're going, because a lot of people, even though we had a snow day yesterday, Sunday, we didn't get, a lot of people got to go to work on Monday, regardless. But like I say, everyone stay safe, stay sane. Don't drive people crazy. And we've got a great show for y'all here. Coffee Talk presented by Spotify. Of course, Simone's going to take the wheel now, and I'll be back later on within this episode to talk about the latest in sports news. Stay tuned.
Thanks, Kennedy. Good morning, everyone. Love is in the air, and I'm not talking about Valentine's Day coming up. It's Black History Month. More detail to come in the next few weeks. Here's our front page news. J. Cole has shared the backstory behind the artwork for his upcoming album, The Fall Off, which is a double-disc project featuring multiple covers. Taking to social media on Thursday, January 29th, Cole revealed the alternate CD cover, which is an up-to-date portrait of the Dreamville rap star looking pensive in a typically casual outfit. The main album cover, which surfaced earlier this month, is a grainy photo of Cole's very first beat-making station in his childhood home in North Carolina. The fall-off cover that is currently circulating is a picture I took on a disposable camera when I was 15 years old. My very first setup. My first beats were made in that spot, surrounded by my mother's CD collection that I would comb through looking for samples, he wrote. The first full song that I ever made came to life in that very chair you see in that picture. I sat for hours in a zone I had never experienced before, until I was done writing a track that I titled The Storm. I probably rapped it out loud 50 times back to back, my young mind blown that I had actually wrote something this great. I called Nervous Wreck immediately to ask if I could come over to the shelter to record it. He continued, the mental space I entered writing that joint was a feeling I will attempt to explain, but I doubt I will do it justice. It was the strongest possible combination of creativity, the imagination at work, focus in search of the next line, faith, belief that the next line will come, and excitement in knowing this thing being written is truly something special that I imagine one can't understand until they've been in it. It's like God letting you into heaven for a few hours. Then, even after it's time to leave, there is a lasting glow, a high and a fulfillment that stays with you for days. And now every time you sit down to write, you'll close your eyes, cross your fingers, and hope he'll open the gates for you again. J. Cole then explained that his controversial apology to Kendrick Lamar in 2024 and the ensuing backlash and endless debates about his place in hip hop's Big Three inspired him to expand The Fall Off into a double disc album. The picture of where it all started for me felt fitting for an album that I made with the ending in mind. It has been the cover of The Fall Off for about the past 7 years. Perfect in my mind. However, 2 years ago, after the events that still feeds the algorithm till this day, I became incredibly re-inspired, and the album slowly blossomed into a double disc as the concept expanded, he revealed. I felt there should be an additional cover that represented that. Something just as strong as the first, with my face on it, so that when I look back in 20 years, I can see an image of who I was at the time I released the project I worked on for so long. This is that cover. The Fall Off will be released on February 6th and will serve as J. Cole's 7th and final album, capping off one of modern hip-hop's most storied careers. For the past 10 years, this album has been handcrafted with one intention: a personal challenge to myself to create my best work. To do on my last what I was unable to do on my first, he recently said of the project. I had no way of knowing how much time, focus, and energy it would eventually take to achieve this, but despite countless challenges along the way, I knew in my heart I would one day get to the finish line. I owed it first and foremost to myself, and secondly, I owed it to hip-hop. Cole has already given fans a taste of what's to come with Disc 2 Track 2, a conceptual storytelling track that lays out his life story in reverse, touching on his death, legacy, parenthood, marriage, career milestones, and eventually his birth.
Next up, Coffee Talk. Nintendo could reveal some of its plans as early as this week, according to gaming industry insiders who claimed that a Nintendo Direct partner showcase could air as early as Thursday, February 5th. The rumors came amid a busy start to 2026 for Nintendo as the company turned its attention to building out its repertoire of games coming to the Switch 2. During the last week of January, Nintendo hosted 2 direct broadcasts dedicated to specific projects, starting with a January 25th video about the Super Mario Galaxy movie. The January 25th direct gave Mario fans the first look at Yoshi's appearance in the upcoming film. A few days later, on January 29th, a 22-minute Nintendo Direct all about the upcoming Switch title Tomodachi Life Living the Dream went live. Fans looking to let their Mii avatars take the spotlight in this quirky social simulator won't have to wait much longer, as Tomodachi Life Living the Dream will hit store shelves on Thursday, April 16th. While rumors about Nintendo's upcoming plans for the year should be taken with a fine grain of salt, multiple industry insiders state that the gaming giant could have some news to share this week. According to an X response from gaming industry insider Nate the Hate, a Nintendo Direct partner showcase may happen on February 5th. Although a past Nintendo Direct rumor claimed that something could air on February 10th, the new date and format of the rumored Nintendo broadcast were corroborated by VGC and GameXplain. The last time that a partner showcase happened was on July 31st, 2025. When fans saw some trailers for Switch 2, such as Hyrule Warriors, Age of Imprisonment, and Octopath Traveler 0, throughout the 27-minute broadcast. This was followed by an hour-long general Nintendo Direct on September 12th, 2025. Nintendo could reveal some of its plans as early as this week, according to gaming industry insiders who claimed that a Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase could air as early as Thursday, February 5th. The rumors came amid a busy start to 2026 for Nintendo as the company turned its attention to building out its repertoire of games coming to the Switch 2. During the last week of January, Nintendo hosted 2 direct broadcasts dedicated to specific projects, starting with a January 25th video about the Super Mario Galaxy movie. The January 25th direct gave Mario fans the first look at Yoshi's appearance in the upcoming film. A few days later, on January 29th, a 22-minute Nintendo Direct all about the upcoming Switch title, Tomodachi Life Living the Dream, went live. Fans looking to let their Mii avatars take the spotlight in this quirky social simulator won't have to wait much longer, as Tomodachi Life Living the Dream will hit store shelves on Thursday, April 16th. Ash Ketchum with Lego Pikachu on his shoulder. Smiling composite related, Lego could be releasing a set from another iconic anime, according to Leak. After decades of avoiding anime, Lego is reportedly planning to launch its third high-profile anime collaboration in just 7 months. While rumors about Nintendo's upcoming plans for the year should be taken with a fine grain of salt, multiple industry insiders state that the gaming giant could have some news to share this week, according to a X response from gaming industry insider Nate the Hate. A Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase may happen on February 5th. Although a past Nintendo Direct rumor claimed that something could air on February 10th, the new date and format of the rumored Nintendo broadcast were corroborated by VGC and GameXplain. The last time that a partner showcase happened was on July 31st, 2025, when fans saw some trailers for Switch 2, such as Hyrule Warriors, Age of Imprisonment, and Octopath Traveler 0 throughout the 27-minute broadcast. This was followed by an hour-long general Nintendo Direct on September 12th, 2025, compared to a generalized Nintendo Direct. A partner showcase focuses exclusively on third-party titles that are in development or releasing soon on the Switch and Switch 2 consoles. Some of the known third-party titles that could appear during a potential Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase include Resident Evil Requiem, 007 First Light, and From Software's Switch 2 exclusive project The Dustbloods. Additional news about the Switch 2 port of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is also a possibility, given that the Switch 2 launch of Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade has been a successful one. However, information about what Nintendo and other third-party studios could show off during a potential partner showcase remains elusive as of this writing, so fans must wait for more information.
Coming up next on Coffee Talk, Pharrell has issued a response to a new lawsuit from his former Neptunes partner, Chad Hugo, over allegations that he's owed up to $1 million in unpaid royalties. Hugo's suit claims that Pharrell has withheld substantial amounts of money from him for his work with the Neptunes and NERD. Hugo claims that since 2021, he has been trying to get access to the company's financial records with little success. The suit says he has not received his appropriate share of royalties in connection with the Neptunes and NERD's album sales and released music. Hugo estimates that he is owed between $325,000 and $1 million for his contributions to NERD's 2017 album No One Ever Really Dies Alone. Hugo's attorney argues that Pharrell engaged in self-dealing, concealed material information, and diverted revenues owed to plaintiff. In response, a representative for Pharrell issued a statement to Billboard denying any malicious conduct or intent. The lawsuit filed is premature as there may not even be a dispute between the parties. If the accounting review determines that money is owed, the appropriate party will pay it. Pharrell has consistently acted in good faith. He has great respect for Chad and looks forward to resolving this in a way that honors their shared history. This is not the first legal dispute between the former friends and collaborators, who together as the Neptunes were one of hip-hop's most dominant hitmakers in the 2000s, producing countless hits for the likes of Jay-Z, Snoop Dogg, Busta Rhymes, The Clips, Ludacris, and many more. In 2024, Chad Hugo filed a legal action against Pharrell over claims that he fraudulently sought sole control over the trademarks to the Neptunes name. A move he said violated their long-standing agreement that saw them split everything equally. Pharrell is surprised by this, a representative for the happy hitmaker said in response. We have reached out on multiple occasions to share in the ownership and administration of the trademark and will continue to make that offer. The goal here was to make sure a third party doesn't get a hold of the trademark and to guarantee Chad and Pharrell share in ownership and administration. However, Hugo's attorney disputed this argument, hitting back. If Pharrell's intent was to include Chad in the filing, he should have registered it in the name of them jointly or as a partnership and not in his own name. This was a land grab in a long simmering dispute that has yet to be resolved.
Coffee Talk, folks. You know what's wild? The Atlanta Hawks just traded away Trae Young less than 5 years after he led them to the conference finals as their franchise cornerstone. That's the kind of move that completely reshapes an NBA team's future.
Well, that's certainly a dramatic shift for the Hawks. Looking at the numbers, though, they were just 2-8 in games Young played this season.
That's exactly right. And here's what's really interesting. While Young has always been a defensive liability, the Hawks actually found they could survive without him this year. Their net rating when he's off the court is the best it's been in his entire career.
But don't we need to talk about what they're giving up offensively? I mean, the team was scoring 9.2 more points per 100 possessions with Young on the court this season.
Oh, for sure, and that's what makes this trade so fascinating. The Hawks are essentially betting that the combination of CJ McCollum's scoring ability and Jalen Johnson's emergence as an all-star caliber player can help offset that offensive drop-off.
Speaking of McCollum, his shot creation ability could really help those second units that have been struggling. The numbers show he's shooting an effective 51.5% on self-created shots in the half court.
And let's not forget about Corey Kispert coming over in that deal too. He's younger than Luke Kennard at 26 and signed through 2028 to 29, which gives them some nice flexibility for the future.
The financial implications of this deal are pretty significant too, right?
Exactly. The Hawks now don't have any player making more than $31 million at any point during their contract. That gives them tons of flexibility to reshape their roster, especially with those draft picks they have coming from Milwaukee and New Orleans.
Well, that's quite a shift from having Young's max contract on the books, though I'm surprised they couldn't get any draft picks back in the deal.
You know what's really telling about the current NBA trade market? The fact that Atlanta couldn't get picks for a four-time All-Star shows just how difficult it is to move max contract players who aren't considered top-tier superstars.
So what do you make of the Wizards' side of this deal? They've been so patient in their rebuild under the new front office.
That's what makes this move so intriguing. They're clearly shifting gears. Since that awful 1-15 start, they've actually gone 9-10. I think that might have convinced management it was time to accelerate their timeline.
Though fitting Young with their young core of Coulibaly, George, and Sarr could be tricky, considering how ball-dominant he is.
Right. The tracking data shows Young had the ball about 41% of offensive possessions with Atlanta, compared to McCollum's 29% with Washington. That's a massive difference in playing style they'll need to adjust to.
Let's pivot to that three-team trade between Cleveland, Sacramento, and Chicago. The Cavs getting both Schroeder and Ellis seems like a significant move.
Oh man, Keon Ellis is such an interesting piece in that deal. His career numbers are pretty remarkable. 42% on threes and 56.5% on twos. That kind of efficiency from a perimeter player who can also defend is exactly what contending teams are looking for.
The fit next to Donovan Mitchell seems particularly promising.
That's the thing. Ellis can guard the opposing team's primary ball handler, which frees up Mitchell to focus more on scoring. The tracking data shows Ellis has defended the primary ball handler on 24% of his defensive possessions this season.
Though that backcourt is getting pretty crowded with Garland, Mitchell, Merrill, Porter, and Ball already there.
True, but here's what's really interesting about this deal. It's not just about the basketball fit. The Cavs managed to save nearly $40 million in luxury tax payments, and they've positioned themselves to potentially duck under the second apron by moving either Schroeder or Strus.
So they could be setting themselves up for an even bigger move before the deadline?
Exactly, and don't forget about that smaller but significant Blazers-Hawks trade with Krejci going to Portland. The Blazers are third in three-point attempts, but dead last in accuracy. Getting a 42% three-point shooter on a team-friendly deal could be huge for them.
Well, that's particularly important given their recent struggles with Avdija dealing with that back strain.
You know what's fascinating about all these moves? They really show how the NBA's financial landscape is shaping team-building strategies. Teams are increasingly valuing efficient role players on good contracts over max salary stars who might not be true supermax level talents.
That certainly seems to be the trend we're seeing play out before this trade deadline.
And looking ahead, I think we're going to see more of these types of deals. The second apron penalties are really changing how teams approach roster construction. It's not just about talent anymore. It's about finding the right combination of talent, fit, and financial flexibility.
These next few days before the deadline should be pretty interesting then.
Oh, absolutely. And the ripple effects of these trades will likely impact the playoff race significantly. Just think about how much stronger Cleveland could be if Ellis provides that defensive presence they've been looking for, or how Washington might look completely different with Young running their offense.
Though we probably won't know the true winners and losers of these deals for quite some time.
That's what makes the NBA so fascinating right now, though. These moves are about both immediate impact and long-term planning. Teams have to balance competing now with maintaining flexibility for the future, especially with all these new CBA restrictions coming into play.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Tech and Trends Unpacked. I'm Emma Johnson, and wow, have we got some incredible stories brewing in the NBA this season. You know, we often discuss the predictable paths to success, the super teams, the established narratives. But what's truly fascinating, what really captures your imagination, are the stories of teams and players defying every single expectation. Today, we're diving deep into two such narratives, completely flipping the script. On one hand, we have the Boston Celtics, a team that, on paper, should have been in a gap year after losing major talent and their superstar Jason Tatum to a torn Achilles. Yet, they're not just surviving, they're thriving. And then, in the Western Conference, we're witnessing an almost mythological transformation. Kawhi Leonard, the famously stoic and health-challenged superstar, has reinvented his game, leading the Los Angeles Clippers on an absolutely scorching run. How are they doing it? What drives these incredible comebacks and unexpected surges? That's what we're unpacking today. So grab a snack, settle in, because this is going to be a fun one. Let's kick things off in Boston, where the Celtics are absolutely refusing to play the part of the underdog, even when all signs pointed to it. Now, if you told me at the start of the season that Boston would be 30-18 and tied for second in the East, all while Jason Tatum was sidelined with a torn Achilles, and key veterans like Horford, Porzingis, and Holiday had moved on, I honestly wouldn't have believed you. It sounded like a complete rebuild, a gap year at best. But here's the thing. This team has embraced an us-against-the-world mentality. Point guard Peyton Pritchard, who stepped up massively, put it best after a win against Toronto. When asked if he was surprised, he just smirked and said, "I'm not surprised at all." That confidence, that belief, has permeated the entire squad. Coach Joe Mazzola, despite his coach speak, has instilled a process-driven mindset that clearly resonates. He preaches getting better every day, focusing on the details and defending at a high level. It's a testament to his coaching and the players' buy-in that they've found their footing and surged into the conference's top tier after an 8-8 opening month. Truly remarkable. A huge part of Boston's success story has to be Jaylen Brown. With Tatum out, the preseason question was huge. Who would shoulder the offensive burden? Brown hasn't just shouldered it, he's soared. He's averaging a career-high 29.4 points, placing him 4th in the league, all while maintaining incredible efficiency. He's earned his 5th All-Star nod and his 1st starting one. Pritchard again praised him, saying Brown sacrificed a lot with a really good team in the past, implying he's finally unleashed. What's interesting is how Brown himself acknowledges he's still adjusting to being the defensive focal point every night. He said, "I think people forget that I'm adjusting on the fly as well." But he's risen to the challenge. It's not just Brown, though. This isn't a one-man show. The youth movement in Boston is real. Amari Williams, Hugo Gonzalez, Jordan Walsh, Neemias Queta, these are players stepping up, often in clutch moments. Queta has started 43 games. Derek White, a former Division II player, has also taken another massive leap. This willingness to mix and match, combined with player development, means that every night somebody new can step up and win the game for you, as Pritchard noted. This depth and resilience are their secret weapons. Now, let's pivot to the Western Conference and talk about Kawhi Leonard and the Los Angeles Clippers, because their story is equally compelling. The Clippers started their season at a dismal 6-21. Disaster, right? Fast forward, and they're now the hottest team in basketball, with a 16-3 record in their last 19 games. What changed? The answer, incredibly, lies with Kawhi Leonard and his dramatically expanded shooting range. Clippers assistant coach Brian Shaw, who actually played with and coached Kobe Bryant, sees a striking parallel. He recounts a story of Kobe early in his career, hearing a reporter say his daughter thought he lacked a three-point shot. Kobe's response? He stayed on the court shooting threes from every spot, then hit an NBA record dozen that night. Shaw sees that same work ethic in Kawhi. For nearly 2 years, coaches like Jeremy Castleberry, the Kawhi Whisperer, and Tyronn Lue had nudged him to shoot more threes. Finally, in December, with the team in a deep hole, Kawhi told Coach Lue, "I'm going to shoot 12 threes." And just like Kobe, he went out and did it. Since December 20th, he's averaging nearly 9 three-point attempts per game, hitting over 43%. It's been a game changer. What's truly fascinating about Kawhi's transformation is the why. He said he relented because we were in a hole, and he thought that's what the team needed. But it's also about preserving his body, a constant battle for him. More perimeter shooting means less grinding in the paint, fewer punishing collisions. It's a strategic move to extend his career and optimize his impact. James Harden, his teammate, often finds himself trying to crack the code of Kawhi's mysterious personality. But what he's gleaned is an unparalleled dedication to optimizing his energy for meaningful playoff basketball. Kawhi eschews sugary drinks, famously removing Gatorade bottles from a press conference lectern because kids don't need to be drinking that. He even hosted a mindfulness event for high school students, teaching gentle yoga and sound baths, believing it helps with aches and pains. And perhaps most uniquely, he's a devotee of Hallstein alkaline water from the Austrian Alps, $71 for a six-pack, in glass bottles because it's the best water on earth. This meticulous self-care, combined with his immense talent and work ethic, is why, when healthy, he remains one of the most impactful players of his generation. It's a commitment few possess. So, what do these incredible turnarounds mean for the larger NBA landscape? In the Eastern Conference, despite other contenders like the Pistons, 76ers, Knicks, and Cavaliers, the Celtics are the only team with genuine championship pedigree currently performing at an elite level. Their resilience has put them in a fantastic position. And then you have the lurking possibility of Jason Tatum's return. While it's unfair to expect 100% of his previous All-NBA form, even 75% of Tatum would be a massive boost, especially to their front court shooting and rebounding. Imagine what a team already defying expectations could do with their superstar back. It truly could swing the East. Over in the West, the Clippers' resurgence with Kawhi's new game makes them terrifying. They found a rhythm and an offensive explosiveness that was missing, ranking second in offense since his change. But as always with Kawhi, the eternal question remains: can it last? Can he stay healthy through the grueling playoffs? His track record is mixed, but his current form and the team's cohesion are undeniable. Both teams show that the path to success isn't always linear, and sometimes the biggest threats come from the most unexpected places. It's a truly exciting time in the league. What these two stories, the Boston Celtics and the Los Angeles Clippers, truly highlight is the incredible resilience and capacity for evolution in professional sports. For Boston, it's a tale of collective strength, a team rallying around a new identity and finding contributions from every corner of the roster, refusing to let injuries define their season. For Kawhi Leonard, it's a testament to individual dedication, strategic adaptation, and an almost Kobe-esque drive to improve and dominate. It shows us that even seasoned veterans can reinvent their game, and young players can step into massive shoes. It's about believing in the process, trusting your teammates, and finding that competitive edge no matter the circumstances. Whether it's the Celtics proving that a gap year is just a mindset, or Kawhi showing that even the most established stars can add new dimensions to their game, these narratives make the NBA so endlessly captivating. These are the stories that remind you why you love the game: the unexpected triumphs, the personal journeys, and the sheer will to win. Thanks for joining me on Tech and Trends Unpacked today. I've been Emma Johnson, and I'll catch you next time for more insights.
Well, folks, that will wrap up our packed show this morning. We hope everyone enjoyed our choice of coffee this morning. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we will catch y'all in the next episode. This is Coffee Talk, presented by Spotify.
Turn it up. Feel the connection. Let the music move you. Time to throw it back. Good morning, City. You're locked into the coffee. Good morning, City. You're locked into the Coffee Talk, where the beats are hot, the conversations are real, and the culture wakes up first. Pour up, tune in, and let's talk. Coffee Talk. Go. Listen.